Okay, sensations. So, meditation is all about sensations. So, let's double check here what I wrote here. I probably should have looked at this before I started. Um, so, while we're meditating, we have a set amount of time that we're going to meditate for. And during that time, we're going to sit or lay in a certain posture and we're going to focus on the sensations of our breath. And that's our anchor. We always come back to that. So, as we're sitting or laying there feeling our breath, we're going to feel other sensations come up throughout the body. So, it could be just tingles, it could be tingling on your forehead, it could be an itch, it could be some dull pain, it could be some acute, intense pain. And depending on what you got going on, you might have a lot of it. I know that when I first went to my first, excuse me, I'm drinking this fizzy water, so I won't drink anymore, so I won't burp. Um, I remember when I went on my first meditation retreat, it was excruciatingly painful. And what I was doing was just sitting and feeling my body. And I didn't realize how much pain my body was actually in because I spent so much time distracting myself from what I was feeling. And I didn't really even notice this. I mean, throughout my day, I go, yeah, I'm feeling my body. My body feels all right. I was pretty fit and healthy and exercising and eating pretty well and stuff. Um, but I would find myself sometimes if I was in a car for too long, I would just get really antsy and irritated. Like, I want to get out of this car, and I would blame the car. Or, um, or I would just think a lot. There's all kinds of ways that we distract ourselves from what we're feeling. Like, it could be thinking, it could be moving around, it could be like twitching or constantly having to move. It could be, exercising could be one of them. It's like we feel discomfort and exercise makes us feel better again. I'm not saying don't exercise. Obviously, I love to exercise, and I definitely need it. But sometimes we can use it as a distraction because we're actually just feeling uncomfortable. So anyway, there's a lot of sensations that are actually going on in our body that we're not usually aware of. We're focused on something else. We're focused on things outside of us. We're focused on our thoughts. We're focused on just other parts of our body that maybe aren't feeling as uncomfortable, unless we have some acute pain that's taken the center stage, or chronic pain. Um, there's all kinds of things going on in the body all the time. And so, what we're doing is, as we're breathing, we're feeling and allowing any sensations that we feel to simply be there. We feel them where they are and just feel them. So, we're not narrating what we're feeling. There's this way that we can, yes, observe the sensations, but I'm not necessarily a fan of narrating what the sensations, like naming them or doing anything like that in my head or anything. I just feel them. And throughout a meditation sit or lie, I'm not sure which one it is. Meditation lay. Lay sounds so much more correct, but during a meditation lie down, let's just say that, there will be a lot of sensations. And so the practice is, as we're focused on our breath, we're going to feel different sensations come up in the body. And we're just going to allow them to be there, feel it, and then we'll probably feel another sensation somewhere else. We might feel a sensation up here, down on our toes. We might even feel an unbearable itch. And yeah, honestly, itches are like almost like my meditation kryptonite. When I get an itch during meditation, I don't understand why it's itching so bad. It could be like just this little itch, like right here by my nose, and it's just the volume just gets turned up to like 1,000, and all I feel is this intense itch, and it's making my whole body just fucking convulse. But you can sit with an itch and not move. And so that's the other aspect of this is we're feeling sensations and we're not going to move. A lot of times sensations will feel like, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable. I should adjust something, or my back's hurting, or my arms are hurting, or my neck's hurting." And there's this your mind will be like, "Yeah, let's adjust. Let's move. Okay, now we're comfortable again." But that chances are that sensation's going to come back. So what I would say is that get into your posture and commit to not moving once you're in your posture. And whatever sensations come up, even if you suspect I'm feeling this because I need to adjust my back, or I need to adjust my legs, or I need to adjust my neck, even if you feel that, let it be there and just feel it and just relax and feel it and let it be there wherever it is. And so some of these sensations will get more and more intense. I remember when I went to my meditation retreat, I swear it felt, especially in my belly and in my back and my low back, it felt like somebody was driving corkscrews into like my ribs and into my belly, and there's like multiple of them, and it was, I use the word excruciating because that's what it was. It was really intense. And there was a part of me that was thinking, it's because I'm sitting, or it's because I'm not moving. I need to be moving. I need to move my energy. I need to flow. Like this stagnation is painful. But really what it was that there's a lot of pain stored in my body. And I was finally coming in contact with it and actually settling my mind down enough and forcing myself to feel my body enough that the volume was getting turned up on these things, and they haven't been felt for years or even decades maybe. And now I'm feeling them and it hurts. So that is a big part of sitting with the body, is that the deeper we the deeper we're able to relax and feel into it, and the more sensitive we start to become to what our body's actually feeling like at through every part of our body, through our skin, through our musculature, into our organs even. The more we feel into it and become more sensitive to it, the more pain that's stored in there is going to come to the surface. So our job is to continue to relax into the breath and feel those sensations and simply let them be there. Some of these sensations, they can be very acute and very painful to the point where maybe there's a sensation in your belly or in your back, and it's just so intense that it's overpowering and obscuring all other sensations in the body because it's just so intense. Like the volume on it is just so high. We just need to sit with it and let it be there and just feel where it is. Feel it, feel our breath, relax, and just let it be there. A lot of these sensations are going to be tension. They can feel like muscles are really tight. I have a thing where I have a lot of tension in my jaw, or you might feel it in your belly, you might feel it in your legs, you might feel it anywhere. Tension. And it might be a small area, it might be big areas, it might be multiple areas. And so what we're doing is just relaxing, but we're not trying to relax the tension. We're just trying to relax around it and let that sensation of tension be there. And it's going to be there. Sensations of tension and any sensations, they're all going to be there for as long as they need to. It's almost like different sensations, in particular pain, requires a certain amount of attention on them for a certain amount of time in order for them to finally start to change. And maybe our body it can heal things unconsciously, like we don't have to feel them in order for them to heal. But I think a lot of things, in order for them to heal and kind of finally relax again, is to put our attention on them long enough that the body goes, okay, our attention's here and we're feeling the pain. It's almost like it's feeling it and diagnosing it, and just this is getting a little too heady, but the body will take as much time as it needs. And so our job is to just watch sensations and let them be there. They're going to be there probably longer than we want. And sometimes they're going to be there for multiple meditation sessions. But the point is to just be with it and just watch it and feel it. And eventually it will change. But that comes to the next aspect of this, is that we're not sitting there waiting for it to change either. It's almost like a paradox in that if we're sitting there looking at and feeling this pain and we're just watching it and waiting for it to go away, like, okay, when are you going to go away? I've been sitting with you for 10 minutes or an hour or 20 hours. It's still there. Our job isn't to try to get the pain to go away or to focus on it long enough for it to go away. Our job during the practice is to feel the pain, feel the sensations, and simply let them be there. And so what we're doing, and I'll go into this more when I get into thoughts and sensations, we're trying to feel the sensation without going into our thoughts. And because generally pain generates a lot of resonant thoughts, so whatever the pain feels like will generate those thoughts. And so the mind will want to wander when we feel pain. So continue to come back and focus on the breath, and then letting the sensations, whether there's 1 or 2 or 50, just letting them be there. And we're letting our awareness just sit with it, and we're letting our awareness kind of move around however it wants to move around. So the way that generally seems to work is that certain sensations, they'll kind of come up, and then the volume and the intensity of those sensations will increase. We'll feel them more, or maybe it will feel like that area is getting bigger, or maybe it's getting really tight and tense, expanding or contracting. And we just want to feel that and let it do its thing. Man, what was I getting at with that? Let's see. We're just breathing, relaxing, feeling the sensations. And yeah, eventually they will change. Eventually they will. But our job is to just let them be there without resisting them, without pushing them away, without saying like, God, I hate this sensation. Like, why won't the sensation go away? Or, oh, when the sensation goes away, then I'll be okay. Like, just let all those thoughts, if you're having thoughts like that, let them be there, and then just bring the focus back to the sensations. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. So in different meditation practices, the meditation retreats that I went on, they were Vipassana meditation retreats, which I'd recommend to almost anybody. It's probably the most beneficial thing I've ever done. It's also probably the most challenging thing I've ever done. But they're free. Well, they're donation based. So if you can't afford it at all, then you don't have to pay. All the meditations are paid for by previous people that went and donated. So if you go and you want to donate after, you can. But at this particular meditation retreat, Goenka Vipassana, what they do is tell you to start at the top of your head, and then you kind of move from the top of your head to like your face, and then to your neck, and move to different parts of your body. And you're basically scanning in this systematic way. And I did that for a long time. And you might want to do that. But for me, what I ended up exploring and realizing and ultimately recommending is to just let awareness just go wherever it wants to go. And so whatever sensations need to arise, they will naturally arise, and your awareness will kind of gravitate to them, and your attention will be on them for as long as it needs to, and you just watch it and change. And then maybe after a few minutes or a long time, your attention might gravitate. You might feel something else somewhere else, and your attention will want to go there. The point is to stay with the body and the sensations of the breath and the body, and not get lost in your thoughts and stories. And so instead of a systematic scanning of the body, I recommend just letting awareness kind of do whatever it wants. It's kind of similar to letting the breathing do what it wants and trusting that the breathing will do whatever it needs to do. We can just sit in our posture or lay in our posture, focus on our breath. Anytime the mind wanders, just come back to the breath and trust that the body is going to bring up whatever sensations need to be brought up in the priority that the body sees fit, you could say. And yeah, so that makes it a whole lot easier because we're not focusing on scanning. Have I scanned this area long enough? I'm feeling something over here, but I'm supposed to be over here. Um, all we have to do is just relax and just let ourselves breathe and just feel and let awareness move from sensation to sensation and let these sensations arise and fall as they come and go. And don't get too attached to the pleasant ones and don't push away the ones you don't like. Just let it all be there. And so during this process, you might feel one sensation, you might feel multiple sensations. And so if you're feeling multiple, just feel multiple. And you might feel a sensation that's really intense in your back, and then it might be making other parts of your body tense up. And so you're doing kind of two things at once. You're relaxing into the posture, but you're also letting tension arise too. So you might feel pain and you might contract around it. And yeah, you could try to relax a little bit, but don't make the focus of what you're doing. I need to relax around the sensation. I shouldn't be feeling this tension around it. Let that tension be there too, and just focus on your breath and let your breath do its thing. As you feel these sensations, your breath might feel kind of constricted too. Your breath itself might contract some. Watch that too. Feel that and just let that be there. Over time, after meditating for many, many sessions, which I recommend meditating every day for as long as you can. I mean, I think at minimum 45 minutes to an hour is ideal. I know some people can't do that, but I would say find some time to do that, because if you can set yourself up with a meditation practice every single day and stick to that, that's when you'll see and feel yourself progress, and you'll progress through all these sensations that is basically pain in different forms trapped in different parts of the body. You'll start to feel some of that pain finally move, finally dissipate, and you'll feel more relaxed there, spaciousness there, and then other parts of you that have been contracting around that, those parts will relax too. And then meditation, you'll you'll feel some progress, which is, encouraging. So yeah, let's see if I wrote anything else for this. Yeah, so that's basically that. Again, all we're doing is sitting or laying, and we're relaxing and watching and feeling the breath and letting sensations come and go. And sometimes they're going to be there for a long time. They'll generally be there for longer than you want to. And so that's part of it. And I'm just not going to move. I'm just going to feel whatever I feel, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how painful it is. I'm just going to sit and I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to feel it until the timer goes off, and maybe a little longer if you don't feel like you're done baking yet. So yeah, that's sensations. And I'm going to go in the next video, we're going to talk about thoughts and stories. And I'm also going to talk about how those relate to sensations and how to navigate all that. So that's going to be pretty cool. Okay, see you soon.